In a bold move, the Ethiopian government has issued a sweeping ban on the importation of privately owned gasoline-powered vehicles, allowing only the importation of electric cars for individual use. The decision, which was announced by Ethiopia's transport minister, is driven by both by the environmental and economic considerations and marks a significant shift in the country's automotive landscape.
Anyone who wishes to import any automobiles for private use will only be allowed to bring in electric vehicles. This is the decision of the government. The Transport and Logistics Ministry will from now on comply with this latest decree.
Ethiopian authorities believe the decision will reduce the country's dependence on fuel, which is exerting pressure on the limited foreign exchange as well as reduce carbon emissions. Data shows the Eastern African nation spends over $5 billion annually on petroleum imports. Most people we spoke to on the streets of the capital Addis Ababa, including car owners and auto experts, support this move.
To avoid environmental pollution as well as for the country's economic benefits, the electric cars policy is sound to me. I recently bought an electric car and I can tell you my thoughts on electric cars have changed for the better.
As one might notice, Ethiopian roads are witnessing an increase in electric vehicles. The government's push has a lot to do with this growth. Both the price and the tax incentives are good for buyers. Electric cars are good for users as fuel prices continue to skyrocket. I believe more people will go electric in the future.
But not everyone believes the decision of the Ethiopian Transport and Logistics Ministry to block the importation of fuel-powered private cars is justified.
There are still a significant number of users who do not prefer electric cars in this country. The technology is relatively new to our country and the uncertainty is equally high. So I would say the government should allow the importation of both fuel-powered and electric vehicles into the country to accommodate the interests of all people.
Ethiopia boasts cheap electricity with some of the lowest purchase price in Africa. The country produced nearly 5,000 megawatts of electricity, and the figure is set to double with the entry of the Grand Renaissance Dam on the Nile. Authorities are optimistic that cheap power supply will motivate many to buy more electric cars. But for that to happen, motorists believe more infrastructure needs to be built.
I charge my car at home. So far it's working for me. But we need more charging stations to be built across major cities in the country. That will encourage people to choose electric vehicles.
The ban will not apply to fuel cars imported for public transportation. Officials say the groundbreaking policy will power Ethiopia's electric vehicles industry and position the country as a potential leader in the shift towards sustainable transportation in Africa.